So how long have you been in business?
So the shop's been here since 1965. Started as a dye building shop, and they slowly built their own product line. I've been here for 27 years. So I do dye building, started as dye building, and now pretty much general manager. So yep. This is all of our finished product. So you're gonna see everything's been cleaned. You know, there's no burrs, they're cleaned.
Well,
ready.
because you stamp them, right?
Yep, so we stamp, we do stamping and turnings here. We offer laser cutting. But yeah, we stamp them, we clean them, we stamp or we form them again, then we stamp, and then we clean those again. So those actually clean 3 times. So.
And do you put them like in a tumbler or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep, but this is all of our finished product waiting to ship.
If you guys go online, like when you see something like this, you could cut it up, make all kinds of stuff, and this is not easy to make in your home garage, I can tell you that. So if you need a little standoff, they have so much stuff. Call them up and get a catalog. It's easier than the website, I believe. I like having the catalog.
For sure. For sure. These are some of the spacer bushings we offer.
Yeah.
So this is a small selection of them.
I know you have like, what, 5 pages of spacer
Yeah.
bushings?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's more over here.
Yep.
Those are aluminum, right?
Yep, those are aluminum, stainless. Yep. This is some of the laser cut stuff we offer. We can cut up to 3 to an inch thick.
What are these used for?
So those are anti-dive bushings.
Oh, for like dirt cars.
Yep, so they go in a mount like this, and you can flip them and so on.
Yeah, dirt car stuff. That's why a lot of you guys haven't heard of this place, because it's a little secret, because it's...
This is some of our chromoly tabs we offer. We've got a nice variety of chromoly.
It's crazy how light it is.
Right.
It's like aluminum.
Right. And you can hear it. It's crazy because you can hear the difference.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In the chromoly, it's insane. But, yeah. And this is just some of our stock that we keep ready to ship. There's boxes of parts everywhere.
Oh yeah, boxes everywhere.
Yeah, we have threaded tube ends. We've got spacers for jack bolts and stuff like that. Clamps. So we offer clamps anywhere from 1 inch up to 3 inches.
Those things came in handy.
Nice body tab.
Yeah.
Or whatever, what have you.
One thing I like about you guys is that, like, a lot of the off-road manufacturers, like, if you need a little tab, it's still 3/16, and if you're holding on a brake line, you don't need 3/16.
Right.
And you guys offer it in 0.85, right?
Mm-hmm.
Up to, usually the smaller tabs are up to like 1/8 inch 3/16.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I used on mine. A lot of the 8.5 stuff.
Okay.
Because it's like, why do you need anything heavier than that?
Right, and we do offer some 060 stuff, but not a lot of people use that.
Yeah, that's real thin.
Yeah.
But
some more spacer bushings that we've got. These are the conical body washers.
Yep, that's what I put on my dash.
This one's a really cool. That one's for a 3/8 bolt.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, those are like seat backs and whatnot. Those are pretty nice. So, and then this is so if we're stepping back into the shop, this is the original shop.
Wow.
This is our stamping side.
How did they get that in here?
So that they got in here by cutting a hole in the roof and dropping it in with a crane. That's cool. That's a 1919 Bliss.
Where did that come from? Do you know?
Detroit.
Detroit?
Detroit, yep.
So it probably came out of a manufacturing, like one of those places?
Yep. It's a 200 ton. We don't run a lot of parts in it, but when you do, it thumps the floor pretty good. It shakes the office. That's
those bolts look awful small to hold it to the floor.
Right. Right.
Are they just there for show?
No, it's anchored.
Well, I mean...
Yeah.
I mean, what size bolt is that, 7/8?
It's probably 1 inch, yeah. It ain't going to hold much.
No, but that thing is massive.
This is, so these are our stamping presses. You can see all of our tooling, our dies. We build those in-house, maintain them in-house.
Wow.
Yeah, so every stamp part here If it's form part, it's a 2-op deal. We stamp blanks and then we form them in our form press. So
it's crazy that you guys still do it the old school way.
I know, right?
Is there a reason behind that? Just less cleanup, or
just it works out that way. It's what we learned. So we have no brake presses. We do everything. So this is some of our form dies. We do everything with a form die. So like this one that he's got set up, you can see we're just making brake line tabs.
Yep.
You know, and
that's
so,
what's holding my throttle cable to the floor.
Okay.
It's just used to hold it there, and I riveted it to my floor, or bolted it to my floor.
Yep. And this is basically a brake press tooling, but we use our press to do it. Yeah. This is a 60-ton bliss, and we'll form anything from motor mounts to steering mounts, whatever.
21.5 is the tons.
This is a 60 ton. So
60 ton.
Yeah, I don't know how their numbering system works, but the bliss numbering system, but it's a 21.5A.
So a lot of these came out of Detroit then?
Yep. Some of them came out of Grand Rapids.
And what was in Grand Rapids?
Or Grand Haven, I'm sorry. There was a stamping facility in Grand Haven, and they would buy new presses, and then the previous owner, my friend that owned this before myself, he would buy the presses from them.
So when did you acquire this?
We bought this in 2014.
Okay.
Yep, I've been here since '97. So
employee to owner.
Yep.
That's cool.
Scary situation. No, it's been good. I started just as general labor and moved into the tool room, building all the tooling, and then started, basically general manager, and now we own it.
So a lot of your, I guess, I'm not into this stuff, but I guess a lot of them are bliss.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, I guess that's the
This is a consolidated, and then this one's L&J, the small one on the other side of this rack, and they're basically. Yeah.
And what are these in here?
So the one on directly in front of you is a 100-ton bliss. This one, that's this one here. This is one of our newest presses. This is a 1975.
And how did you move that one in here?
We had Heavy Lift move it, and it's really neat. They actually laid the press down and brought it through the shop, and then tipped it up, spun it around, and set it down. They're phenomenal to watch.
Yeah.
But,
and then this one is?
This is a 125-ton bliss.
And what are these?
So we were making motor mounts, Chevy motor mounts, and let me see if he's got one. So
that would be a cool thing for like a gate or something.
Yep. Oh, those? Yeah. The strap. Yep. So that's a Chevy motor mount. We'll put a hole in there for lightning, and then we'll form it up.
Sweet.
Yep.
That is so cool that you guys, when the world is going to automation.
Yeah.
And like I never knew that you stamped them until you mentioned that. But I always wondered how you got them so like clean in the rounded edges, and it's because you can't. There's no way to get that with any other machine.
Yeah. Everything's a square edge with a laser, and
yep.
But yeah,
so it saves time actually, because you have to have somebody or a machine to like clean them up that nice.
Right.
Yeah.
We all of our parts are, all of our materials hand fed by the operator. There's no automation, like you said. We order the material to size for the job, and it's just basically the speed of the operators. This in 2014. This was basically storage area, and my race garage was back in the corner, so I no longer race, but as you can see in a second, we've filled it with basically machinery everywhere. We've got 8 Brown and Sharp screw machines, and that's what we build all of our bushings on. And then we've got a cleaning area in the back where we've got a couple vibes, four vibes actually. Oh yeah, we can hold within 5,000 on these all day long.
Yeah,
all day long. And, like this one we've got set up just to run. These are bump steer shims, so that's 30,000. This one's we make weight jack bungs out of these. So we'll take them, and I've got a turret lathe over there, and we'll tap them on the turret lathe.
All the ones I scrapped were Brown and Sharp mostly.
Were they really?
Yeah.
Yeah, this was empty when I purchased the business, and you can see we've got like just a line of these things. Custom work on these all the time, but having our own product line is the saving grace. We've always got something to run with. All 8 of them might not be running, but we've got them set up ready to go.
And what are those called technically? Tumblers?
Yep. So that's a vibe. Yeah, they're called. I call it a tumbler or a vibe. Yeah. So everything we make, how we bring back here, you can see, like, you know, they're fresh off the press. There's burrs on it. They're dirty, and
You wash them in here? You wash them in here?
that's a dryer.
Oh, dryer.
We use that. That's a shrink tube tunnel. We just use that to dry the parts after we're done. I'll show you.
Oh.
I'll show you. What we do, but this vibe is actually, we're working on it right now. But this one's a dryer. This one's actually working right now. We'll clean the parts until the burrs are gone, shine them up really nice, and then we'll throw them in here. This is actually filled with corn cob.
What?
It's filled with corn cob.
Oh.
Yep. And it actually it absorbs the water and it smooths them off a little bit more. This is the same unit. This is just a 110 unit, so it's portable. Really nice. When we started, this was the only one we had, and we realized real fast that it wasn't big enough. So, but we still use it quite often, and it's nice. It just rolls the parts, cleans them up a little bit. This is a little dryer we have that goes in conjunction with that machine. You can see this is the corn cob that goes in it, and all it does is just absorb the water. It'll absorb oil and stuff like that too. And then every part that goes out of here gets dipped in an anti-rust solution. It's water soluble, so when you're welding, it shouldn't spatter. It's not going to be oily on your hand. And then we'll dry them off in this shrink tube tunnel. We basically heat them up, try to bake the water onto them a little bit, and then he'll spread them out so they dry off even more, and then they go into the bin. There's a few more screw machines, and this is a turret lathe from
Yep.
it was on a World War sub.
It was on a submarine?
Yeah.
And
Yep.
where did you find that thing?
So I got this from one of my vendors who used to make parts for me. He used to make screw machine parts for me, and he called me and said, "Hey, I've got this turret lathe." So I bought it, and it basically put him out of making my parts. But yeah.
Sweet.
Yep, and you can do just about anything with these things. You can hold 6 tools with it, and go forward, reverse.
Yeah.
And we use it primarily for
I scrapped a big one of
tapping,
these.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we use it basically for second out stuff. We're putting threads in, and we'll do some custom work on it, but mostly just second out tapping.
Yeah, you never know how small a company is, and you pump
Right.
out a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's unreal, dude.
Hope you enjoyed this behind the scenes of A&A manufacturing. I really enjoyed getting the opportunity to film this because I really geek out on Industrial Revolution machinery. Also, I love to see handmade products that you can buy in the US. So make sure you go give them a look when you're looking for fabrication tabs, and we will catch you on the trail.